What is the right age to find my passion? How do I find my passion? These are some of the questions that I've frequently come across while interacting with people my age. There is a lot of pressure upon us which forces us to find our passion as soon as possible. And this is the reason I wanted to touch on this topic today. I'm going to share some real life stories with you today, not only about me, but some famous influencers out there that will tell you that you can find your passion at your own pace. So, with that being said, quickly hit that subscribe button and let's get started with this solo podcast for the first time ever on The Career Show. There are two kinds of people that come to mind when I talk about how does one find their passion. The first kind of people are the kind of people who find their passion at a very early age. This is their childhood. The second type of people that come to mind are the ones who keep changing their career until they reach their final destination. This is their passion. Now, according to my research, both these type of people have achieved success in their lives. There is no one set formula to achieve success. And today, I want to share with you four stories, two from each category, and show you that it is okay if you've already found your passion and you're working on it. But if you have not found your passion yet, that is okay too. So let's start off by talking about the kind of people who find their passion at a very early age. Now, the first story that I want to share with you in this category is about the famous Cristiano Ronaldo. Everyone knows who Ronaldo is, the famous soccer legend, the famous football legend. But what people don't know is about his background, about his childhood. Ronaldo had a very poor childhood. His father was actually an alcoholic. So he had to deal a lot at home. But Ronaldo had found his passion for football at a very early age. In fact, he was suspended for school for doing some unethical behavior. And that's when his mother realized that she should let Ronaldo focus on professional football. Ronaldo was playing soccer just at the age of 7. At the age of 10, he was playing for a local club. Now, his father was a kit man at this club. Because of that, Ronaldo's colleagues or teammates used to bully him a lot because his father was working at the club and moreover, he was an alcoholic as mentioned earlier. But this bullying, this kind of demotivation from his teammates did not affect Ronaldo. He kept at it. He knew this was his calling. That focus, that determination landed him at Sporting CP Club. And this was just at the age of 12. At the age of 12, Ronaldo was playing for Sporting CP. His first season was not extraordinary. In fact, he just scored 4 goals, I think. But what made him set apart is his determination and focus, like I've been saying. He just kept working hard and hard and harder every other day. Eventually, this hard work paid off. The next season or the season after that, Ronaldo was one of the first players who, in the same season, played for the under 16, under 17, under 18, the B team, and the first team for the same club in the same season. Everyone knows what has happened after that. Ronaldo has become a legend of the game. That performance of his caught eyes of big clubs, and since then he has played for Manchester United, Real Madrid, and currently at Juventus. So, even though he had a tough childhood, he figured out his passion at a very early age and did not give up. Now, the second story that I want to share with you guys is about Sachin Tendulkar. Everyone knows who Sachin Tendulkar is, the famous Indian cricketer. Sachin Tendulkar was also named as the top 100 most influential people by the Times magazine. Now, similar to Ronaldo, even Sachin started playing cricket at a very early age. Even Sachin was from a poor family. And similar to Ronaldo, even Sachin had to make a lot of sacrifices. Sachin actually was a bully during his childhood. To help solve this problem of bullying, his brother introduced him to Sir Acharekar, coach Ajit Acharekar, Sachin's first coach. His brother had seen the kind of talent Sachin had for cricket. The only thing was Sachin couldn't perform when he knew that someone was observing him. So the first time he went to Sir Ajit Acharekar, Sachin actually couldn't perform. Hence, his brother requested Sir Achrekar to give Sachin another chance, and this time requested Sir Achrekar to watch from behind a tree. When Sachin knew that no one was looking at him, Sachin was playing his best game ever. Now, because Sir Achrekar liked him so much, he was told to switch schools. And he was told to switch to a school which had better cricket equipments, a better cricketing team, so that Sachin could focus on his cricket. This means that he had to leave his home and come live with his uncle and aunt. Now, just at the age of 10, 12, at such a young age, he had to leave home. Now that is a hard choice, but Sachin made that sacrifice because he knew that cricket was his calling in this case. Sachin represented Mumbai at a very tender age of 14, 15. His performance during those early years actually landed him playing for India just at the age of 16. He was the youngest test cricketer ever. And at the age of 16, he was facing the fast Pakistani bowlers, and he even ended up getting some bruises all over his body. But he never asked for medical assistance and he kept playing. He never went off ground. And the rest is history, similar to Ronaldo. He ended up becoming one of the best cricketers, one of the cricket legends, the only player to score 100 international centuries. Now, what's similar about these kind of people is that once they figure out at an early age that this is their calling, this is their profession, this is their passion, they give it their all. They make sacrifices, and that's what makes them stand out. So, if you're currently listening to this and you have found your passion, just keep at it. Stay focused. Keep in mind that you have to make certain sacrifices. And if you can't make those sacrifices, maybe this isn't your passion, this isn't your calling. Because the story of Sachin and Ronaldo tells us that if you want to become the best at what you are at, once you have figured out your passion, you need to be happy about it every single day. And you're so happy every single day that you're willing to make those sacrifices willingly. And that's the first kind of people. The kind of people who find their passion at a very early age. Now let's talk about the second type of people. The type of people who keep changing their careers to find what their actual passion is. And the first person I want to talk about in this category of people is Vera Wang. A lot of people would know who Vera Wang is. She's known for her famous bridal gown designing. But what people don't know is that she was a figure skater and journalist before she started her entrepreneurial journey with bridal gown designing. Her parents were immigrants from China and they came to the United States of America. Vera Wang was a professional figure skater. She competed professionally throughout her teen years and she was really talented. However, she missed out in the Olympics because she and her teammate came in fifth. After the doors of the Olympics closed upon her, she became a journalist. She became a fashion editor. And she worked for the likes of Vogue and Ralph Lauren for almost 20-25 years. At the age of 40 is when she decided to start her entrepreneurial journey with bridal gown designing. Now that's at the age of 40 after trying out three careers. When she did an interview with Harvard Business Review, she mentioned that even at the age of 40, she was not sure if she should start this journey, but she gave it a try. Now, an interesting thing about Vera Wang is her first interview with Ralph Lauren. Ralph asked her in the interview, "Is there anything you don't like about my fashion style?" And Vera Wang replied saying that, "Ralph, do you want me to say what you want to hear or should I be honest?" And Vera Wang was completely honest because that's what Ralph wanted. Vera Wang thought she wouldn't land the job, but her honesty actually did end up landing her job at Ralph Lauren. Now, I clearly remember Vera Wang mentioning in that interview that her interview with Ralph Lauren was such a great learning experience. And she also says that the years of experience that she gathered working at Vogue and Ralph Lauren was such a huge benefit for her starting her own entrepreneurial journey. If she hadn't worked those many years in that industry with Vogue and Ralph Lauren, she wouldn't have had the skills she required to be successful. And I think that's what I want to highlight. At times, you need to work somewhere else. You need to work in different careers, as maybe as a fashion editor to become a fashion designer. And Vera Wang's journey highlights that. The second person I want to talk to you about is Giorgio Armani. Now, once again, a famous fashion designer. Who doesn't know the luxury brand Armani? But did you know that Giorgio Armani was actually a medical student? And before finishing his medical degree, he actually quit in his final year and joined the military. He was working in a military hospital. So, fashion was nowhere close to what he had in mind in his childhood or in college. So, soon after his military days, he was looking for another change in his career path, and he landed up a job as a window dresser at La Rinascente, a famous department store in Milan. And I think that's where you can say his fashion journey began. So, after years and years of medical education, quitting medicine, joining the military, working in a military hospital, years and years after, he found his passion for fashion. And it was during his mid 60s that he started designing his own clothes. Can you imagine? Mid 60s is when he found his passion. And now he's one of the most famous luxury fashion designers in the entire world. And I think that's what I want to highlight. There's no perfect age to find your passion. Now, before I get to the conclusion of this category, there's one more person that comes to mind who kept changing his career paths. And that is Jeff Bezos. Who doesn't know Jeff Bezos? He's the richest man on earth. Now, what you don't know is that Jeff Bezos actually had a lucrative career in computer science on the Wall Street. He took on top roles at top financial firms, one of them being D.E. Shaw. And that's the company he quit before he started his own online bookstore, which is now Amazon. Now, usually the thing that I keep asking myself is why did he quit that lucrative career? And the only answer that comes to mind is that he wanted to take risk. And that's how I want to conclude this category of people. These category of people, Jeff Bezos, Vera Wang, Giorgio Armani, one common theme between them is that they're willing to take risk. They are not afraid. They are okay to change their careers at any given point of stage, at any age. They know that if they don't try it out, they will regret about it. And that's the thing that I admire the most about these kind of people. Now, if you had to ask me, have I found out my calling? Have I found out my passion? I think the answer would be no. And the reason I say that is because clearly I'm not the first category of people. I did not figure out my passion at a very young age. However, I come in the second category of people wherein I like to try different things. As I've been mentioning since the start of the podcast, I've been interning since the age of just 14, 15. I've worked in marketing, I've worked in sales, I've worked in risk assurance, I've done some kind of finance background, and I'm currently doing this podcast and content creation, being a career coach, if I must say. And I think that's what makes my journey special for me. Even though I've taken this gap year, the most important thing for me in life is to not waste time. Whether that's every single second, every single minute, every single day, every single week, every single month, every single year, I just want to not waste time. I want to try different things before I reach that final passion. Could I say podcasting and content creation is my passion? Yes, for now. I'm willing to do everything that it requires me to do. But some part of me also wants to try out the investment banking area. And I'm working towards that too. I just landed up an opportunity to be a portfolio manager at school when I finish my gap year and I get back to school in August. So I'm excited to go back to University of Southern California and be a portfolio manager and manage $5 million dollars in fund. And that is my way of pursuing my passion for finance while also pursuing my passion for content creation and spreading and bridging the career knowledge gap. And I think that's what highlights my journey. I'm okay to take on risk and try different things because right now I'm just 21 years old. And that's my message to you. If you have found your calling at a very young age, that's great. Only thing to keep in mind for you is to keep at it. Keep working. Don't give up. The minute you realize that that's not what you're passionate about anymore, that's when you switch. But until then, don't give up and keep working towards it. On the other hand, if you don't know what your passion is, that's completely fine. Take your time, be at your own pace. Just remember one thing, keep trying on different things and don't waste your time. And that's my message to you. I hope the 4 stories that I shared with you has left you inspired, has given you an understanding of how to find your passion. I hope my journey in itself has given you some kind of inspiration. And if that is the case, leave a like, let me know your thoughts, let me know what kind of person are you in terms of finding your passion. We'll be coming back with another extremely interesting podcast on content creation on Tuesday. So stay tuned, hit that subscribe button and leave a like if